Justin Bohr is in with one away now as he swings and misses here at strike one.
And this is a guy who will not get cheated up there, and he almost came out of his shoes on that one.
The windup and the 0-1.
Nope,
and he'll look at a fastball just off the black, and it's even at 1. Bases are empty, 1 man out.
But he stays right on it, drives it for a base hit.
First things first, here's a throw over. And a dive, but he's back in.
Got a pretty good lead right there.
Here's Ichiro now. Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. In there, a base hit.
The batter,
JT Realmuto stands in. And he takes ball 1. Bounced weakly near the plate. That rolls foul for strike 1. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Both runners on the move again. A little bouncer. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. And the runners again are off here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The throw. And he'll be tagged out trying to steal third. And that just doesn't make much sense as the inning is over. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. And we are tied 2-2. C.J. Cron is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Designated hitter, number 24.
Now a fastball on the inside corner, and he takes a look at strike 1.
And we all know that this guy doesn't really have the velocity to get it past a whole lot of major league hitters. So he's got to rely on that location, in and out, up and down, and that was perfect right there.
Chop foul at the plate, and he stays alive, still 0-2. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
Yeah, that's the put-away curveball. A great pitch with 2 strikes. You start it in the zone and then let it work out and see if he'll chase.
Hit hard towards center, and a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning. Andrelton Simmons steps into the box. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And that's in there for a strike.
And you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
Swing and a high pop-up back onto the outfield grass now. Prado retreats to the outfield grass, and he has it for round number 1.
And as a defender, these are the kind of pitchers you like to play behind. Someone who pitches to contact, keeps the defense involved, and he gets an easy pop-up right here.
Carlos Perez will dig in. 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Runners off for second. Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. Prado is over, and he tucks it away for the second out.
Now batting.
And with 2 away now, it's time to take our final look this year at our playoff brackets. Well, it seems like so long ago that we got things started in the divisional rounds, but we will officially have our champion by the conclusion of play tonight. Lofted in the air out toward right center. And a dive, but he can't pull it in out in right center. Around third and being waved on home. And he is in there. And to score is the runner from first. It's a 3-2 ball game.
That's a nice job here of cashing in with 2 outs. You could see they were shaded to pull, but he slices this ball the other way. Forces the outfielder to have to cover some ground fielding this thing, and as a result...
Well, the play's been made, and that retires the side. Some of our nation's young... Adeiny Echeverria heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Up and away to start the inning. It's 1-0. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. 1 away. 7th and final game of the World Series as you get a look at our line score to this point in this emotionally charged contest. D. Gordon will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming a mind game. You'll start falling into some pretty bad habits.
Here's Marcell Ozuna. As he'll take a look at ball 1. 5th inning of play here in a 3-2 ball game. Skied into straightaway right. On the move is Calhoun. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Still a 3-2 ball game. Daniel Nava will get us started here for the Angels with the excitement waiting on deck in the form of Mike Trout.
Daniel Nava.
First offering on its way. Sends that one out of play for strike 1. He's ready. Here's the 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Very weakly on the ground. That's a foul ball. Hot shot on the ground is short. Fielded by Echeverria. And taken in out there for the first out.
A center fielder, number 27.
Mike Trout steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. Line toward the alley in left center. That's in for a base hit, and he's 2 for 3. So a runner at first with 1 man gone, and stepping in the former MVP, Albert Pujols. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Maybe a spot to pitch out on 0-1.
Well, I think he wants to go, no doubt. Might not be too bad an idea.
And the runner back. 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors to this point for the Angels. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. And there he goes towards second. Chopped foul right at home plate. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Snap throw from the catcher. He's running again. And he's safe. Trying to do a little too much out there, so that'll go into the books as an E2. A little late with the swing, but he stays alive. Still 2-2. A swinging bunt out in front of the plate. Realmuto gonna have to hurry in time to first, and there are 2 away. Cole Calhoun comes forward to bat again. He was the victim of a double play last time around.
Yeah, and it's always kind of tough returning to the dugout after rolling into a double play. So you know he wants to make up for that one right here.
Hit to short. Throw on to first, and that error won't come back to haunt him after all as the inning is over. Angels strand 1, but they still lead it 3-2. Christian Yelich will get us started here for Miami, and he'll have backup in the form of Giancarlo Stanton waiting on deck. And now we see a right-hander up and throwing in the Angel bullpen. On his way to pitch number 75. Called a strike on the outer half, 0-1.
Well, anytime you throw a first pitch strike to less than 50% of the hitters you're facing, you're looking for trouble, but not so in this game. We're in the middle innings here, and he's still pitching well.
Shoemaker's ready. 0-2 on its way. And a good 2-strike pitch, but he misses high. 1-2.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
High fly ball out to straightaway center. Trout will wait on it. 1 gone.
Now batting, right fielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
So 1 away now, and that brings up the dangerous right fielder, Giancarlo Stanton. First pitch of the at-bat. Chop foul right at home plate at strike 1. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2. And he couldn't get him to chase the 0-2 fastball. It's 1-2.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. Getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
Into the box, Martin Prado. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Now a throw over to first, and the runner back safely.
Why not? Make him get dirty.
And maybe trying to get him off stride at the plate, so he'll step out and ask for time. Perhaps wisely, another look to first. And he just manages to get his hand in. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1.
And now with that pitch count getting up there just a little bit, you can see that some of these pitches are missing just a little farther away than they were earlier.
And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. And a terrific effort out there as he's able to chase that a long way for the second out.
You see this ball start slicing away from him toward the end here, but he winds up staying right with it and running it down.
Here's a look over to first, and he'll get back in safely. And again a throw and a dive, but he's back.
Keeping him close.
Standing in now, Justin Bour. As he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. Throw to Pujols is going to be in time, and the inning is over. C.J. Cron will lead things off for the Angels here as they look to get it going in their half of the sixth.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Now a check swing, but he holds up in time. Ball one. Line softly toward the hole, and a reach to his backhand, but he can't come up with it, and the leadoff man's aboard.
Let's watch this swing in show motion. You're going to see this pitch just tie him up in knots, but somehow he's able to fist it all the way out to right field.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Hit on the ground to short. Off-balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single.
Well, this won't get the runner to third, but he does at least make contact here, and it's enough to allow him to reach first safely. So I think he'll go ahead and take that, no question.
This one's blooped out toward right center field. Gordon onto the grass. He's got it one away. So it's a tight spot here. First and second, one man out, and standing in the second baseman, Johnny Giavotella. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball one. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Chop foul at the plate. Strike one. Now the double steal is on here. Swing and a liner. 3-2's our score here in inning number 6. Brian Morris will come on and try to get out of this mess here as there are 2 on with only 1 away.
Brian Morris.
Johnny Giavotella will be his first assignment here as he'll face him with runners at first and second and 1 gone. Looking to keep this a 1-run game. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball.
Well, he might have just said, look, you're going to have to take this one because you ain't fouling that one off.
Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2. And now on 3-2, do you put any thought into sending the runners here with 1 away? Looped out towards short. And that may have had a bit too much on it as he can't knock it down. With 1 away. So bases are loaded. Nowhere to put him with 1 away. And it's back to the top of the order now for Yunel Escobar. And likely nothing up at third, but he'll step off and look him back anyway. Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Hit the other way out toward right field. Stanton on the run. Makes the catch, but the runner from third breaks for home. And this will go down as a sac fly and an RBI as it's now a 4-2 game.
Now batting, left fielder.
Daniel Nava will stand in. One of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far.
Yeah, guys, he's got to be feeling a little bit like that dog that gets left out in the rain while the rest of the family's inside by the fire. I guess he's just not seeing what everyone else is.
Cut fastball taken for strike 1. Now a 58-foot curveball that misses for a ball. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. Fastball not close, and he runs it to 2 balls and a strike. And here's a ball hit in the air. Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. And he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning. So it's a run on 3 hits, no errors. Leading off the inning, Ichiro Suzuki, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, it's a close ball game, but it's starting to get late, so they need to get at least 1 back here in this inning.
Into the seats, 0-1. Shoemaker looks in. Here he comes, 0-1. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. And before the 0-2 pitch, he'll step out of the box here to regroup. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Hit well on the ground to first. A stab, and he's got it. Safe.
Oh, love the effort, though.
Despite an outstanding effort, that's a base hit, and the potential tying run will step in at the plate. JT Realmuto will dig in now, and he'll do so representing the tying run.
Yeah, and you're not too worried about this guy jumping the yard on. Things get a whole lot more interesting.
On at first base is Ichiro, nobody out. Oh, and he had him guessing there, and it's a ball and a strike. Boy, that changeup's had him eaten out of his hand.
Oh, and they've been falling all over themselves trying to get it. But you've just got to know that that's not going to be a strike. It looks like it is, but it isn't.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Grounded to short. Taken in by Simmons. Giavotella on to Pujols, and it's a double play. Adeiny Echeverria will bat now. He popped out in foul ground last time.
Yeah, his swing definitely broke down a little bit last time. He got way underneath the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he can make that adjustment and stay on top of the ball here.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. On the ground up the middle. And the off-balance throw gets him as he takes away a hit, and the side is retired. 1 hit in the end. Mike Trout steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
And you know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Chris Narveson will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home 7th. Tomas Tellez is into the ball game here as he takes over behind the plate. Miguel Rojas is also into the game as he takes over at short.
Number 19, Miguel Rojas.
Lifted in the air to right field. Stanton is under it. 1 down. So 1 away now for the Angels in the 7th, and stepping in the former MVP Albert Pujols. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Getting that first pitch strike is so important against a guy like this. You have to be able to work ahead in the count and not let him dictate the at-bat.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
1 strike.
Changeup called a strike, and he comes back even at 2-2. Still 2-2. And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
And even 3-2, I don't know if you want to challenge him here. Better to put him on than to give up a solo home run.
Got him looking with the fastball as that had some two-seam movement to it. 2 gone.
Yeah, I don't know what more you could be looking for. I mean, that pitch is dead center in the strike zone. He must have really been looking for something else because you can't help but swing at those.
Cole Calhoun will stand in now as he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. 7th inning here at the ballpark. 4-2 our score. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Angels are gone in order, but they still lead this one 4-2. Fernando Salas will be summoned from the bullpen now as he'll take over to start inning number 8. D. Gordon will stand in to lead things off as the top of this batting order really hasn't been much of a factor so far.
Yeah, and between the top 3 guys in this lineup, no hits between them. And you got to figure you're not going to win too many games when that's the case.
He's set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a shot back up the middle. And this is going to be through into center field for a base hit as the leadoff man's aboard in the 8th. Marcell Ozuna will stand in now in what could be a real make-or-break situation.
You think at this point you have to get something out of this inning. The further you get into that bullpen, the tougher it's going to be to claw back from this deficit.
Bat explodes as this has popped up. And he'll steer clear of the flying debris to make the catch here for the first out. Christian Yelich will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes. And you figure now this would be a spot where that man might try to take second base.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to hold the ball a little longer out there on the mound. Really vary your times to the plate. You can't be predictable out there or he'll take advantage.
Three and 0 now. Don't go too far. The dangerous Giancarlo Stanton gets his shot next. And there's a strike as he'll try to work his way back. It's 3-1. This one's flared toward left center. Nava on the move. And he makes the catch for the second out. So it's a runner at first with 2 men out and set to stand in the ultra-dangerous Giancarlo Stanton. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that swung on and missed for strike 1. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
And a pitch out. Nothing doing, though, and that's ball 1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. He ties him up with a fastball inside. 1-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Stepping in, C.J. Cron. He's looking to go 4 for 4 with a base hit right here.
C.J. Cron.
The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. They'll ride the hot hand on the mound as this man will stay out there after the 1-2-3 inning last time around.
And the more important set of numbers is that he got that 1, 2, 3 against the guys hitting in the middle of the lineup 3, 4, and 5. So now as a reward, he'll get to match up with the bottom portion of the lineup here.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. This one's hit deep out to left center field. Yelich going back, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And he'll pull into second with his 4th hit of the ball game.
The batter, number 2.
Andrelton Simmons takes his turn now, looking to add some insurance to their lead in the form of that run standing out at second base.
Yeah, a base hit right through the infield will probably do it, but you can bet those guys in the outfield are going to be coming up gunning if they get any chance at all.
Here comes the 0-1. And no swing, apparently, ball 1.
Anxious moments all over the ballpark now. These folks can hardly bear to watch.
Hit to short. Rojas comes up with it. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away. Carlos Perez will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far. Fastball that gets the inside corner, strike 1. Getting late, 4-2 our score as we play the 8th inning. And he'll look at a fastball here that's right down Catella. It's 0-2.
0-2, you got to shorten up. Find some way at least to put the ball in play. You can't afford a strikeout here with an important
dive, but he can't get it. It's through into the outfield. And they're not going to get him as he's in there to score. And on the play, the runner moves into